Hey guys, let's answer question number 1 here. Lines D and E are parallel lines cut by a transversal. For each pair of angles, classify the relationship in the figure as alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, vertical, or none. So we have two lines, D and E, they're parallel, and this line F that cuts them is called the transversal. So when it does that, it creates 8 angles. So you can see at the top I have 4 angles, and at the bottom I have 4 angles. So when that line cuts it, there's 8 angles that it creates. Now it creates 2 obtuse angles up here, and it creates 2 obtuse angles down here, and then it creates all these acute angles. That acute angle, this acute angle, this acute angle, this acute angle. So that's one of the most important things, is knowing which ones are the obtuse and which one are the acute, because that's really going to help us with a bunch of things that we're going to do here. So let's get rid of those marks. So let's talk about some of these names. So alternate interior. So that means on the inside of the lines, right? This is the inside of the lines. And on opposite sides of the line. So 3 and 6 would be alternate interior. They're on the inside of the lines, and they're on opposite sides of this transversal line. And that also means that angles 5 and 4 would be alternate interior angles, okay? So let's talk about alternate exterior. So alternate exterior means on the outside of the lines. So it's talking about these angles right here and these angles right here, right? So alternate exterior means, again, 1 is on and 8 are on opposite sides of that transversal line, but they're on the outside. So those are alternate exterior, and so are angles 7 and 2. Those are alternate exterior lines. Corresponding means that, so 1 corresponds with 5. It's in the top left corner up here, and then this is in the top left corner down here. That also means that angles 2 and 6 are corresponding. Top right corner, top right corner. Angles 7 and 3 are corresponding. Bottom left corner, bottom left corner. And then that also means that angles 4 and 8, bottom right corner, bottom right corner. So those are corresponding angles. Vertical means angles that are across from each other. So angle 1 is across from angle 4. Those are vertical angles. Or you could say angle 6 is across from angle 7. Those are vertical angles. They share this vertex, but they're across from each other. Those are vertical. An example of one that would be none, you could say like 1 and 7 on the outside, but they're not on opposite sides. So those won't be alternate exterior. There's no relation there. So let's try to answer these questions now. Angles 1 and 5. So 1 and 5, top left corner, those are going to be corresponding angles. So these are going to be corresponding. All right, next one says angle 3 and 6. So let's change the color. Angle 3 and 6. So 3 and 6. They're on the inside and they're on alternate sides of that line. Those are going to be alternate interior, right? And then we have angles 2 and 7. So let's see, 2 and 7. Alternate exterior. They're on the outside of the line on opposite sides of the line, right? So these would be alternate exterior. And the last question says, which angles are congruent with angle 6? So congruent means, equal to. So all of the acute angles in this picture are going to be congruent. So let's use a different color here. Let's do green. So it said angle 6. So this is an acute angle. 7's an acute angle. 2's an acute angle. and 3 is an acute angle. So all of those angles are going to be congruent. So we said what? We said 2, 7, and 6. 2, 7, and 3. Yep. All right. I hope that helps.